In this video, we will be looking at a fantastic tool used across the globe by marketers to analyse the success of their different products, the Boston Matrix. We will explore how this tool is used along with the advantages and disadvantages of doing so. So, you might be asking yourself, what on earth is the Boston Matrix? Well, back in 1968, a clever chap from the Boston Consulting Group named Bruce Henderson created this visual chart to help organisations with the task of analysing their product line. The Boston Matrix, or BCG Matrix as it's sometimes called, is a tool that can be used to help a business understand its range of products and services. This is sometimes known as its product portfolio. This is done by looking at the market growth and market share of each product. We have looked at both market growth and market share in other videos, but both can be used to measure the success, or sometimes failure, of a business. The chart classifies each product or service into one of 4 categories, based on how quickly the market you're in is growing, known as market growth, and what percentage of the market your business has, known as market share. The Boston Matrix can be very useful when a business is trying to work out which products it should invest in, which products it should focus its marketing on, and which products it may want to stop producing altogether. To all the teachers out there, show all of these videos without any ads and gain access to our growing library of over 500 teaching worksheets. Why not visit BizzWizard.co.uk to find out more? So let's look at each category one by one and examine what they mean. Let's start at the top left of the matrix with the stars. These are products where your business has a high market share of a high growth market, meaning the market is growing and more customers are using the product or service. This usually occurs in the growth stage of the product life cycle, which we have looked at in another video. The products here are called stars because they shine and attract attention compared to other products. Because of this, they are likely to attract competitors in the market, as they can see this is a successful and profitable product that they might also be able to make money from. This means that although stars may generate lots of sales, they may also need a lot of investment, as the business tries to keep hold of its market share through marketing or product development. In the longer term, as the market matures and the growth rate slows down, the business will aim to maintain its market share and convert its stars into cash cows, which we will now take a look at. As you can see on the bottom left of the Boston Matrix, this category is called cash cows. These are products where your business has a high market share of a low growth market, meaning that the market is not increasing in size and pretty much remains the same approximate number of customers. This usually occurs in the maturity stage of the product life cycle. These products are usually well established, have high sales, and are very profitable. They generate cash and are unlikely to need a huge amount of investment in product development. They are called cash cows because businesses want to milk them to produce cash. Some of this cash can be invested in developing new products, usually stars, to become the cash cows of the future. Businesses want to milk their cash cows for as long as possible. Bring this video and over 100 more to life with fun, interactive games, quizzes, and case studies. Why not try the first 25 completely free by visiting BizzWizard.co.uk. Okay. Next, if you look over at the top right of the Boston Matrix, here the category is called question marks. These are all products where your business has a low market share of a high growth market. This usually occurs in the introduction stage of the product life cycle. These products will generally need a lot of investment in marketing or research and development, meaning they can use up a lot of cash for the business. They are called question marks because there is an uncertainty over whether the product will be a success or not, and questions will be asked as to whether the business will decide to keep it in its product portfolio in the long term. If a question mark product goes on to be a success, and its market share actually grows, it has the potential to become a star. However, if the market share does not grow, it will fall into the final category that we will look at, called dogs. As you can see, on the bottom right of the Boston Matrix is the category called dogs. These are products where your business has a low market share in a low growth market. Generally, these products generate very little cash and can tie up a lot of time and effort, a bit like an unwanted dog. However, businesses may try to extend the life of these products by rebranding or repackaging, or maybe even use them as loss leaders for their profitable products. To find out more about how they could try to extend the life of a product in the dogs category, check out the video on product lifecycle extension strategies. In most cases, unless there is some benefit to keeping those dog products in the product portfolio, most businesses will take the decision to stop producing or selling them to customers. This video's main example is Tia, who is an apprentice at the BizzWizard Academy. Tia has been learning about the Boston Matrix, and I have asked her to analyse a real business and categorise its products and services into the 4 categories of the Boston Matrix. That business is a very well-known one. I have asked Tia to complete the task for popular tech giant Google. Although the business may have a wider range of products and services than you would expect. Tia starts off by looking at the Google products that she and her family use regularly: Gmail, Google Chrome, and Google Nest speakers. It's important to remember here that even though Gmail and Google Chrome are free for you to use, many businesses and organisations like schools pay a significant amount of money to Google to use these services. Gmail is pretty well established, and Tia uses it herself for her emails, as do lots of her friends and family. It's also used by myself to send and receive important BizzWizard emails. The market for email services is pretty stable, so Tia considers that this is a good example of a high market share in a low growth market, meaning it is a cash cow for Google. Moving on to Google Chrome, Google's internet browser. It is well established and widely used, so Tia considers that this is also a cash cow and places this on the chart accordingly. Tia's family has a Google Nest speaker at home. Tia knows that the market for smart speakers is growing and is very competitive, with other products on the market such as the Amazon Echo, the Sonos One, and the Apple HomePod. Google seems to have a pretty decent market share of this growing market, so Tia categorises this as a star. If Google can hold on to its market share, the market growth for smart speakers slows down, then Tia knows that this has the potential to become a cash cow for Google. If it starts to lose market share, then the product could become a question mark, and as market growth declines, it may eventually end up as a dog if it is not well managed. Tia then does some research to find out if Google has any products that don't have a big market share. Her mom works in IT and tells her that Google launched a cloud storage product called the Google Cloud that hasn't really taken off as well as some of the other cloud storage systems, such as those offered by Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft. It's a growing market, but one that Google has a small share in. So Tia classifies the Google Cloud as a question mark. Google will have to manage this carefully, as it could become a big drain on cash and need a lot of investment. If sales start to fall and they cannot keep up with the competitors, this product may end up becoming a dog, and Google will look to drop it from their product portfolio. Tia's older cousin is a bit of a gadget fanatic, and he tells Tia about one of Google's products called the Google Glass. Augmented reality smart glasses with voice-activated commands. The market for smart glasses has never really taken off, and the products have been very expensive, and sales were actually very low. They didn't look very cool, and there were lots of privacy concerns. In fact, Google didn't really do very much market research to check if the product was actually something that consumers wanted. In terms of the Boston Matrix, Tia has classified the Google Glass as a dog. Google is currently trying to redevelop the product behind the scenes, but there may be a point when they decide to drop the product completely. Each of the video courses over at BizzWizard.co.uk also includes an interactive business case study that applies the knowledge learnt to a real-world scenario. There are over 1,000 multiple choice questions, each with detailed feedback, which test students' understanding of the content. Why not visit BizzWizard.co.uk to find out more? As with everything in the business world, there are both advantages and disadvantages of using the Boston Matrix. The first advantage we will consider is that the Boston Matrix can be a useful way of helping a business compare and assess the products in its portfolio, giving the business insights into how they may be able to make improvements and drive up sales. It is also regularly used in conjunction with product lifecycle analysis, which we have discussed in other videos. It is of course important to remember that the product lifecycle analysis is just a forecast, and it can be difficult to always predict how a market may develop. The Boston Matrix can be extremely useful when making decisions about the marketing mix of a product. Understanding your product portfolio will allow you to tweak the marketing mix of these products for the best chances of success. The final advantage we will consider is that it can be a very useful process when making decisions about the future of your products. Should you invest more money in their development, or is it time to let them decline and remove them from the shelves? The Boston Matrix can make these decisions easier to make. There are of course a number of important disadvantages when it comes to using the Boston Matrix. The first is that it is just one tool, and shouldn't be used in isolation, meaning that for the most success it needs to be used along with other analysis tools that we have discussed in these videos. It is important to understand that market share and market growth are the only measures used in the Boston Matrix, and this can mean that the tool is rather rigid and will not always correctly analyse a market. You may decide that one of your products is a dog, and then the market could change. Imagine, as an example, you are a fancy dress shop which has been producing novelty face masks for a number of years. You could have decided that this product was a dog and not worth keeping around. But then, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit back in 2020, already being a business that produced and sold novelty face masks would have been a goldmine, wouldn't it? There are times when a product is simply too important to a brand's image, regardless of its market share or growth of the market. Maybe, just as an example, McDonald's completed this analysis and realised that the Big Mac was actually a dog. Of course it's not, it's delicious, but they're not going to remove it from their menu. It's simply too big a part of what McDonald's are to be removed. The final disadvantage that we will consider is that with some products that have a relatively low market share, in a low growth market, they may simply tick over nicely and will not need much effort from management, and therefore using this analysis tool could lead to the missed opportunity of a steady sales revenue over time. As we have seen, the Boston Matrix can be a very useful tool, not only for big businesses like Google or students like Tia, but also for smaller businesses looking for the best chance of success. If you are looking to gain those important evaluation marks within your exam answers, consider referencing this matrix and where the products you are discussing might fit in, and how this could impact that business. This has been the BizzWizard. See you in the next video.